How do I learn without a curriculum? I used to think that learning means learning from a professional. Then when I started diving into subjects and topics that interests me, I can't help but notice the more I question, the more I learn. Professional is there to perhaps help in motivating. To me, it makes more sense learning with a professional, not from a professional. Let me know what is the difference in the comments below. Here's how I learn as a self-directed learner. Reading is a good habit. We have always been told that reading is a very good habit. So reading is a good habit. But it is a better habit when it is active. Ask questions when you're reading or even watching a movie. Then research about it until you are satisfied or another question pops up. Recently, I read a Chinese text about Sun Yat-sen. He was a student and he was learning from a professional until boredom kicked in. One day, he and his fellow classmates were revising a Chinese text. He had finished revising the text and decided to say it out in front of his teacher. Once he was finished, he asked the teacher, what does that text mean? If you're gonna learn things, we should know what is the meaning behind of those things. If you're going to learn, we need to know the meaning of things. The professional was initially taken aback from Sun Yat-sen. The professional was initially taken aback by this question because he thought that Sun Yat-sen was too young to understand the meaning of this text. He was later impressed about Sun Yat-sen's explanation of wanting to know what is the meaning behind the text. So in the end, the professional not only made the students memorize the text, but he also shared the meaning of the text to the students. One of his fellow students questioned Sun Yat-sen what made him so brave to do that, what made him ask the teacher for the meaning of the text. Sun Yat-sen said, 学问学问要学就要问. When you're learning something, you need to ask questions on what it means. This reminds me of how I learn, how I study, and how I understand things about the world. When I admit that I don't know, I open myself to questions. When I ask questions, I start to understand. And when I understand, I change things. I'm gonna share some ways of how do I learn as a self-directed learner. Number 1, ask when you are in doubt. Don't hide the confusion. Acknowledge that you don't know something, but don't think that it is a weakness. It is 学问, asking questions to learn. For example, when I started ice skating a few weeks back, I really didn't know how to ice skate. And when I went on the ice, I was totally freaked out on how slippery the ice was. Okay, I saw so many people, they were skating well and stuff like that. A few of them were falling down, but I particularly saw this guy. He was a staff member at the ice skating rink and he was skating super fast in between people. Like, he was like speed skating. He's like, people are standing here and he's just zigzag, and then he was like out of this world. Okay, in my terms, out of this world. But I saw online there are even more crazier people who does this kind of things on the ice compared to him. So I asked him, like, how do you do that, bro? And he gave me some tips on how do I glide properly, how do I balance, and I practiced it in that 2 hours on the ice and I got good at ice skating. So the following week, after my first time of ice skating, I went a second time for another ice skating session and I skated pretty much better than the first time I skated. So, bon appetit, because I watched videos and I also applied the help of the videos and the staff member at the ice skating rink, and that really helped me skate better. Number 2, turn notes into questions. When we are watching a TV program or movies or even reading a book, we can take down notes. We should take those notes and turn them into questions that we can ask AI or we can ask our adults around us, such as our parents, our uncles, our grandma, our grandpa, any adult that you trust. When you read or listen, write down, what do I want to know more about? What don't I understand? What would I ask if the author or the film producers or the directors of the book or even the movie is in front of me and they're open to questions about the film or even the book? What would I ask? Number 3, think about how you think after study. Ask, how did I approach this? Where did I get stuck? Which questions helped me move forward? This will help you reflect on what you have studied and make you move on to something new that you can study, that you can research about. That's thinking about thinking, and that's how you grow. Number 4, connect ideas across fields. Sun Yat-sen studied medicine, religion, and politics. You can do that too, just as I do. I connect what I watch in films, what I read in books, and I make videos like this to share with you. I also connect history and current events. Another example I can connect is martial arts and mental discipline. The more you connect, the deeper you understand. Number 5, write down your big questions. Keep a list of questions of what you are thinking of, like what is a good life? What is freedom? What do I want to build? You can write whatever you want to write. I'm just giving some ideas. Sun Yat-sen didn't start as a leader. He started as a student who asked questions. He didn't pretend to know everything. He studied and he thought about what he was thinking, and he thought about his own thinking. So if you're a teen, a student, or somebody who doubts themselves, remember 学问. Learning is not just memorizing. It's knowing what questions to ask. So with that, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye everyone.